Hello, Pirates. Okay, so now for health, we're going to talk about a long-term goal. Because again, when you watch my videos and watch my video about the slides and watch me reading out of the text, when we have goals and we're creating goals, we have our short-term goals, things we can accomplish in 5 minutes, in 50 minutes, in 5 hours, in 5 days, something like that. And then we have long-term goals, things that, again, could take us 5 days, could take us 5 years, could take us 50 years. This is something that I want you to think of a long-term goal that you want. You can easily tie this to your my future self assignment. So if there's a job, an occupation you want, if there's a house that you want, a car that you want, a place you want to live, something like an amenity that you said you wanted, put it here. So again, like an initial goal I want to be a published poet. I am, because I was published in college. Technically not as me, because in college I wrote under what's known as a pen name, a pseudonym. So again, S for specific. Again, every question I want is a sentence. Again, what do you want to accomplish? What do I want to accomplish? I want to be a published poet, whether it be in a magazine, poetry website, podcast, anthology, or my own book. Who needs to be included? Only I need to be included. When do I want to do this? Well, again, this is a long-term goal. So, I could say, I want to do this sometime in 2021 or beyond. So, say like when the state fair comes around, I've never submitted to the poetry contest for the state fair, but again, I need to take risks and chances, just like I tell you to, is that I can do stuff like that. I can look at contests throughout the city, throughout the state, and start trying to publish in contests in 2021 or beyond. Why is this a goal? I love to write and would like to share my writings with others. Because again, maybe people feel the same way I feel if they read my poetry. That's like how it happened with me and Robert Frost or William Shakespeare, Emily Dickinson, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Edgar Allan Poe, so many poets that I read that you read and you're like, God, I feel the exact same way they do. That's especially how it happened with me and Frost. Hence, that's why I named my cat after him. And hence, that's why I started writing poetry. Again, I'm fixing, like to share my writing. How can I measure and progress and know if I've been successful to meet my goal? I can measure it by submitting to poetry contests, submitting manuscripts, etc. And how will I know if I've met my goal? I will know if I have met my goal by being published. Do I have the skills required to achieve this goal? I have the skills required because I graduated with a degree in English. I also have been writing, different types of writing for, heck, probably 35 years, and poetry for 22 years. I took a little time off, I started teaching, didn't have enough time to write as much as I used to, but I've been really kicking it back into gear. Is the amount of effort required on par with the goal being achievable? Yes, the amount of effort is on par, because I have a lot of poems that I could submit to any type of contest. Why am I setting this goal now? Is this aligned to an overall objective? I am setting this goal now because I want / hope that my writing may touch and inspire someone the way other poets inspire me. This is aligned to a personal, professional goal. Not exactly professional in the sense of teaching professional, but I like to consider myself eventually to be a professional writer along with a professional teacher. What's the deadline? The deadline is, forgive me for being morbid, until I have shoveled off this mortal coil. Again, that's Shakespeare. That's being poetic. That's Hamlet. Shoveled off this mortal coil means i.e. until I am dead. So that's the deadline. So I'm going to keep trying to be published as a poet until I die. Is this realistic? This goal is realistic. Again, this is something I can absolutely accomplish. I cannot be the quarterback for the Denver Broncos. Obviously, when I was your age, 10, 11, 12, 11 years old, I was, 1989. Went to my first Bronco game, loved John Elway, wanted to be the quarterback for the Denver Broncos. Well, I'm 5'7", 125 pounds. It's not realistic for me to be a quarterback for the Denver Broncos, but it's realistic for me to be a published poet. And then finally, I'm reviewing my goal. It says, review your goal and craft what you have written to craft a new statement, and based on anything it answers. Again, I'm just going to go back to my statement and say, I will become a published poet again in some form or magnitude by the time my life expires. Again, we touched on this when we did the My Future Self, and when we did the reflection writing is, what is education going to do for you to help you achieve what you want for your future self? Well, this long-term SMART goal, which could be tied to your short-term SMART goal, which may not be. This may have nothing to do with education for you. Excuse me. And that's okay. Kid, we just want you, a part of a healthy life is to have goals. And once you have those goals, physically, mentally, socially, you work around that to try and achieve those goals. As always, if you please watch these videos that I'm creating, because this helps you do your worksheet. Thank you.